What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, me and Syfax out of the theater. Just watched Captain America: Brave New World. Oh man, this was the longest bad movie I've ever sat through. I had to sit through this. It was a very long, very bad movie. It felt longer than the 2-hour runtime. It felt like we was in there for like 3 hours, like literally watching this story play out.
It was rough.
It was a rough movie to watch, and I'm not sure what Marvel was thinking when they even decided to push this thing forward. It felt like a hodgepodge of jumbled ideas. Nobody had a clear idea of what it is that they wanted to do with this script, what the story was, who these characters were. Go ahead.
There's obvious and clear cuts to where one story began and another one just jumped into whatever story they kind of had a plan.
Yeah.
And even if it would have jumped through one to the other, I don't think any of them still would have made sense. It was a giant mess.
Yeah, you could tell that this was a movie that had multiple people writing it, multiple ideas,
100%.
and none of the ideas come together. None of them. There's no clear beginning, middle, and end. It's just a run-on sentence of jumbled ideas put together with scotch tape, crazy glue, you name it. All right.
I was hearing things about maybe some of the fight scenes are good, some of this is good. They're not.
No.
None of them are good, and there's so many cuts in them. It's
Oh
like
my
those really
God.
bad action movies.
Yeah.
But on top of that, with the CGI while they're all
Oh my
flying
God,
around and all
man.
this, like it's just a jumbled mess of.
The ending, that last
Oh,
act,
God.
that ending is
And the
terrible.
whole movie, like they have to reaffirm him that he's Captain America.
You are
Like,
Captain America, right,
he's
yeah.
just like you're good enough. You're Captain America. The whole goddamn movie. There's at least minimum 4 times that they're just like you're Captain America though, right? Or whatever. Like they keep having to tell him that in so many different ways, and it's just like you know what it feels like? It feels like the Marvels or something like that, where it's like the female-led movies where they're just like you're perfect the way you are, blah blah blah. It was like that, but for Captain America.
Yeah.
Dude, you don't need that with Captain America. He should already be good enough.
Yeah, no, seriously, man. Like, they really
It was
didn't do a
crazy.
good job with the character of Sam Wilson. You know, like how we've been saying we would like a Sam Wilson movie. Like, let's get a Sam Wilson movie so that we can see him. They never really established who Sam Wilson is. He's just a guy on a mission doing stuff. And at the end of the day, that doesn't really work, and especially when he's the lead character. He's the lead character of this movie, and he just fails on so many levels.
Well,
Just to make you care about what's happening. You don't really care about him as a character. You know, I'll give some positives. There was some interesting ideas, especially when it came to, okay, we got this like battle over adamantium. You know, who's going to run that? Who's going to rule over that? And that's a good.
Originally, I heard it was going to be between China and America. I think they switched.
They
that
probably
because,
switched it. Yeah.
because
of current
they kinda marketed
relationships.
to China
But
like that.
there was some interesting gold there. Like, they could have did something with that. There's this
And
like
they didn't
hot.
touch on it though.
It's
just
touched them
there.
on, and it's
just
gone.
a thing in the background
Yeah.
that they happen to be around some like for one act.
Yep.
For like one scene, and that's it. And it's like and that's gone, and then they go back to the most boring shit ever. And as much as like I guess people have been saying that like Harrison Ford didn't phone it in. It's not that he didn't phone it in. It's just like there was nothing to work with anyways. So it's like I guess he gave the best with the worst thing that he had to offer.
I mean, again, like none of
What
these
is
characters
that?
really work because there's not a clear idea of what to do with any of the characters.
Not
That's probably the
nothing at
best way I can say it. It's like they want Harrison Ford to just be dealing with like this rage inside, but you never get the impression that this is something he's struggling with. It's just like they just throw it on him.
It
Like,
just cuts to a scene
yeah,
where
like,
he- all
hey,
of a
you
sudden
need to
he's
be
angry
mad.
now.
Like, wait, what? This hasn't been building up, and I don't buy that performance in him at all. I just don't buy it. I don't buy, again, Sam Wilson. Anthony Mackie, he does the job that he does. Samuel Stearns, what a waste for the leader, man. That was an absolute
Man,
waste.
like, he's literally
Absolutely
shown
waste
in,
this entire character.
3 scenes, maybe.
Exactly.
And then like one of the scenes, I don't want to exactly give it away.
Don't give it
let's
away,
just
but
say
yeah.
he goes out very weak. Like let's just put it that way.
That was the dumbest ending ever, man.
I
I
was
just
like, what does this character do? And all
all the entire movie, you're waiting for him to kind of become something. Yeah,
Do something.
and he does nothing. It's just like his little scheme that's unfolding throughout the whole movie. But at the end of the day, it's like, okay, what is he going to do as his scheme is getting pulled apart? Nothing. He
Nothing.
does nothing. At the end of the day, this is a giant nothing burger of a movie. I give it a 2 out of 10, and I'm being
I'm
generous.
actually probably right there with you.
I'm being generous.
Like I didn't quite fall asleep. I'm not gonna lie, but I was zoning.
I was
the hell
zoning out too.
all
Yeah,
the time. I was like, what
man.
is happening?
I was absolutely
It was
drifting.
so boring, and,
Yeah.
and like I've read the reviews online, and some are like, some are trying to defend this or that,
Yeah.
and even the stuff that people are defending was actually still really, really bad, like
I
the
agree.
fight scenes and stuff like that. And I was like,
Fight scenes ain't
I was
good.
like, oh cool. When the fight scenes happen, I'm like, cool. Let me get engaged a little bit. Nothing. It was like it was so.
I've heard people.
goddamn boring.
I've heard people say this is like a Disney Plus movie, and
it was
I
like
want.
it was like the TV.
You
show.
could wait for this for Disney Plus. Totally, that you would be
It was
fine.
like the TV show, but actually, I think I enjoyed the TV show
A little bit more.
So the TV show was probably a 3 to 4 out of 10.
Yeah.
This was a 2 out of 10, easily.
Anyway,
At best.
guys, we're going to get up out of here. We're going to join you on the nightcap. So we're heading straight to our computers and we're going to jump on and we'll talk about it a little bit more. All right, guys, take it easy. We'll see you on the next one.